Your cat is cracking me up.
I could.
Hey, Dave, Brad's got a question for you.
Which means it's not really a question.
Oh, no, it's a question.
Oh, I
If
forgot what was
if
the
you
question.
get shot, can you shove a tampon in it to stop the bleeding?
Oh, I heard you talking about that. Yeah, they tried that early on.
Yeah, see, I told you to ask the Navy SEAL, dude.
Well, why wouldn't you be able to?
Well, because it's not the best thing. It's just one of those gunshot wound kind of
got one.
penetrating wounds. But now they've got the little guns, and they're
that
applicated.
have that gluish kind of shit in them.
No, they do
Hey,
that
Ron,
too.
how
but
about you shut up and let him explain?
Okay.
They're
Damn.
compressed cotton pellets.
So in theory, if hydrogen peroxide works the same way,
It doesn't. It ends the same result, but not in the same way.
so I won't have the betadine nose spray by Friday, by tomorrow.
Does Beth know we're live?
You know, we're talking about to everybody here right now, right?
If it were me, I would get an Afrin bottle, squirt the Afrin out, fill it full of hydrogen peroxide. Yes.
Don't forget to pick up eggs on your way home.
That's right, please.
It's,
Fuck is wrong with you?
Beth come in and says, hey, this itch that I've got here, do I put
Right.
something?
Is this just the gonorrhea coming back?
so yeah, it's this kind of penile-shaped applicator. You can push it into a penetrating wound like a gunshot wound, and it pushes those pellets in there.
Oh,
But yes,
Yeah.
early on we used trading wound like a gunshot wound. Yeah. Did I just have a delay on mine?
no, that was me.
No, that
Okay.
wasn't you.
Yeah, so they did use tampons.
Mother fudge packer. There we go. Brenda, Lisa, Patrick.
Rump raiding son of a fracka baga. How was the ghost thing? I know we got 20 seconds. Was it?
It's a good time to ask.
I'm getting on it, man.
Get down on it.
I'm done.
Get down on it.
We're done. We're not doing it anymore. No, we can't.
You're welcome. I could do this all day.
Defenders Live, weeknights, 9 p.m. Eastern, Mojo 50.
Mojo 50. The question isn't who's going to let us. The question is who's going to stop us. Adjust your mojo now. Thank you. The mothership has landed. Brad Staggs. Almighty Mojo.
No sticker.
Wow, I didn't realize that we were so triggering this soon in the program, Ron.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a primary colored shirt, and people
Yeah.
are freaking out.
Who was it? Well, that's because you never wear primary colors.
Well, I always wear primary colors.
And I always wear black.
Oh, look at me.
Black is a primary color.
I got my black.
See?
It is?
Yes. It's a primary color. It's one of the primary colors, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't even know what a primary color is.
Oh,
It's a color
please
that's
tell
only
me.
that's a color that's only divisible by itself and one.
Math. There'd be no math.
Right. Just this is an experiment this morning for your Daily Mojo for today, the 16th
No
day
way.
of December, 2021,
Crap.
year of our Lord. This is we're just going to try this experiment throughout the program this morning. Ron is already.
It's gonna drive me nuts.
This is focus music for ADHD. It is study music for ADD. We're going just to see if it has an effect, if it in fact works. So this is probably going to be more reliable than any of the studies on the vaccine. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, by the end of this program, we will know whether or not it works and whether or not you can be infected with ADHD after being exposed to the vaccine medicine.
You're going to play that the whole show?
See, please don't. Oh my God.
The whole thing.
You won't even know.
We're going to find out. We're just going to find out.
It's
I
just
will
background.
I will tell you that jingle bells will get on your last nerve if you play jingle bells behind an entire program.
Yeah, it's because it's discordant.
Whoa, look at the brain on
Jeez,
him.
man.
Okay, so for the rest of the class, now I know what it means, but for the rest of the class who was a little slow, what does discordant mean?
It's non-rhythmic.
Jingle Bells is non-rhythmic?
Yeah,
I don't think that's right.
it is
Ron.
to me. I don't think it is.
Is this rhythmic right here?
Yeah, the pattern.
Yeah, it's a pattern. That's
and it's in the background. It's subtle. You don't even notice it after a while, and that's why it works for sleep. I think it works. You put that in there, and it lets you concentrate as you go down the well into sleep. It gives your brain something to latch onto. But Jingle Bells wouldn't do it.
Just no, not Jingle Bells the song. Jingle Bell just ching 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 ching.
Oh no,
ching,
you could
ching.
make it. You could make the jingle. I thought you meant Jingle Bells the song.
That's like torture listening to that. Just
Ching
going.
ching, just ching 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 ching.
Yeah.
Would it? I think you could make it work.
Unless you're like driving the horse. Driving the horse? Is that how you do it? Is that what it's
Whoa, I don't know what in the hell
Is that
kind
what
of
it's called?
things
Like
you do on
you're-
Christmas
on your
unless
one-
Eve.
you're sitting in the sleigh
Your one
and the
horse
horse
open
is in
sleigh.
front of you. Yeah.
Wow.
Your one horse open sleigh as you're moving along.
Hey, whatever you do at night on your time is on you, pal. And no judgment from us. If you want to be touched by the program today, the hashtag to use is what I learned today over in the.
Leprechaun's going to hit
Twitters.
us on that one. You watch.
I'm
Touched
kind of
by the
concerned
show.
about Leprechaun because
Yeah,
we
I
have
think
not
he's gone,
seen
right?
him.
Uh-oh.
And it's easy to lose him because he is so short.
That is quite the
Stinky Biscuit says, "Hey, that music really." Oh, look, my pencil needs sharp.
See? B from the SAV. It's Tangent Thursday. Let's focus and get distracted.
Yes,
Exactly.
please.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, I fall in love with her a little bit more each day.
Which is kind of cool, huh?
She,
PG, baby.
Did you see the tweet she sent out? She sent this, it wasn't last night, night before. House of Representatives is voting after midnight tonight because Leader McConnell allowed Democrats to bypass the filibuster and ram through the debt ceiling, increasing it to $31.5 trillion. Mitch is Biden's bitch. And it's true.
Oh yeah, he's a
Mitch
political
McConnell is nothing more than
Wow.
is Biden's bitch now. And look, that went away real quick. But there was a tweet up there from Brett Favre about Donald Trump, but it disappeared on me. My vote is for what makes this country great: freedom of speech and religion. Second Amendment. Can this be right? Brett Favre was out there for Donald Trump. I don't know.
I don't know.
That doesn't sound quite right. So anyway, yes. So now we are at let's see, $31.5 trillion. We talked a little bit about this yesterday. $31.5 trillion. Isn't it time for things to start falling down around our shoulders? Isn't it time for civilization?
Not billion, not million.
Trillion, $31.5 trillion.
But that people can't even wrap their heads around what
No.
$1 trillion.
It's a lot. It's more money than I have.
Yeah, but it's
saying a lot.
numbers so large, like petaflop or whatever.
We don't go in for
We
that
don't
here.
throw those out here.
No,
Dave.
we just we don't even get near them because you could catch it.
We
What's a
don't
pedo
flop
flop?
our pedos
It's
out here.
It's
I
the
do sometimes.
it's
Yeah,
a
okay.
measurement. It's a quantity. When you start talking about storage of digital stuff,
Right. So how much is a pedo flop?
I don't know. It's
Let me look.
But it's a
Pedo-
lot.
Is it PEDO?
I think it's
pedo.
No, I think it's peta, like petaflop, peta, PET. It's
Yep, petaflop.
And how
Let's
much
see,
is it?
petaflop. Oh no, let's
with
see that
like
didn't work.
17 zeros or something.
A
And-
petaflop is the ability of a computer to do 1 quadrillion floating point operations per second.
All right. So quadrillion is 1,000 trillion.
It's 1,000 teraflops.
Yes, but a quadrillion is 1,000 trillion.
But that's so far beyond our ability to remember when computers had a couple of megabytes of storage or something.
256 megabytes of storage. Imagine what you could store in there.
Imagine. Just
I mean,
countless
Your
things.
life could be there on the
Count-
computer.
Yeah, but just like the 250 megabyte hard drives from back in the day, you'll fill it up doing stupid shit.
Like porn.
Yeah. I
Right.
mean, it's like a closet. You're eventually going to fill it up. It's a big ass closet,
But it's a closet.
but
But it is, in fact,
It is,
a closet.
but that's the whole idea: is that we've made these giant things. It's just incredible. The
Well-
$1 trillion and a petaflop hard drive or whatever.
Well, we're in deep now. Let me just say $31.5 trillion, the new debt ceiling. We haven't had a balanced budget in this country in how many years? 10? 11?
Has it been that
12?
short time? I thought it was.
I think
longer
no. I
than-
think it was 2009 or 10. That was the last time we had a balanced a budget that was balanced and came from Congress.
Well, it isn't going to happen.
No, it's never going to happen again, ever.
We've fallen off that cliff. All of the, because no one's ever going to balance the budget because all the programs. What did they? I didn't send this to you, so it just jumped into my mind. It is ADD Thursday.
Yes, it is.
So they were talking about how I did one of the stories, one of the CBO scores. One of the reps was talking about the CBO score for this new spending bill
Yes.
was wrong because it said that the if the programs that were going to be implemented under this what is
Yeah.
that?
That's a Fox website, which we hate.
Programs
Yes.
were going to be extended, then it would be X number of $1 trillion. Her point was that, well, they won't be extended. These programs sunset. They won't be, renewed. So that it's just we're farked.
As I was driving yesterday, I thought to myself, and I was thinking of Rick Perry, who was at one time, was he not Department of Energy under
Yes.
Trump?
Trump. Yep.
Not the entire time, though, or was he?
That I don't
No,
know.
I think he got fired or something, didn't he?
So, and remember, the initial speculation was they're going to put Rick Perry in there, and he is going to somehow shut down the Department of Energy. That was the theory. And I started thinking, this is how we do it. This is how we actually get government under control. Once we can get someone who is amenable to the process into the White House, that person then appoints all of the directors of these agencies, for instance, the Department of Energy, Department of Education, et cetera, to get in there and just start shutting them down. Start cutting the programs back. Newest first are on the chopping block. Start cutting those. You start just whittling down at it. And by the end of 4 years, you could likely, because I don't know how much congressional approval you have to do something like that.
Well, that's part of the problem is, and the solution, I agree, is that Congress has delegated a lot of their power to the executive branch in these offices.
Right.
You could.
So could you get in there if they appointed you, let's say, Secretary of, I don't know,
Homeland Security.
Sure, Homeland Security.
Because you know, Brad.
With your background in pedantics and aphrodisiacs, yes. I mean, you could, in fact, get in there and start shutting it down from newest program first and then just start slowly scaling everything back. Is that not a good idea?
You have that power. Yes, I think it is because I think that was a chicken shit move on Congress's part to delegate it to the. I mean, just look what the FDA can do. I mean,
right,
the FDA,
right, and they should be gone. FDA, screw them.
EPA,
They should be out of there.
I mean,
EPA, DOE, both DOEs.
I mean,
They just start get people in there. And I wouldn't even call them infiltrators. These are people who their whole mission would be to close down the department.
well, and the departments themselves are bloated because
Yes.
power begets power. So you get a little bit of power. Oh, we need to keep our power intact. So let's infiltrate more and more and more.
Wouldn't it? And so I think that we have done our bit so far for King and Country today. We have come up with a way to make government smaller.
We provided solutions. Now we can screw off for the next
Right.
hour and
Yeah.
45.
Right. So pretty much like any other morning.
Well, yeah.
Let's see. Gutter Drunk on the Twitter says we had 31.5 trillion COVID-19 deaths, and it was all Trump's fault. Biden, please don't say that. And he. Somebody asked him, "What do you think? What was the actual verbiage of Biden being asked?" And he started laughing. Biden laughs and walks away when asked about his responsibility for 800 COVID deaths. It's a little hard to hear, but here is what Joe Biden said.
100,000 coronavirus deaths. If you have a statement on your responsibility, why haven't you asked China to do more to be transparent on the origins?
So you see, they asked him, why haven't you pressed China to be more responsible or more transparent about the origin of COVID? And Biden to that laughs and walks away. That's if that was Trump,
it would.
He'd be
impeached again.
Drawn and quartered in the public square at noon today.
But
because it's Biden.
And I always have to add this. The people that are supporting him, and I don't mean the powers that be, my aunt that votes for him.
But does she still support him?
Would she? If he ran, or if he supported a candidate, or if he ran again, or did something, she would throw her support behind him because he's not Donald Trump. And he's not supported by Donald Trump.
So Trump is still living rent-free in her head.
And in a lot of people's heads. So the Fox News poll this morning on the way in, I listened to, and again, poll, I'm just talking about the numbers. Whether they're true is not the point, but 47% of people polled said that Biden's not doing a great job on something. Whoa, wait a minute. 47?
Is it that high? I mean, is it that low that not doing a great job? Disapproval, 47%.
How in the flippity flip can less than half of the people approve?
I thought he was down in the 30s.
But I mean, even if it's the 30s, but I don't remember it was an issue. Whatever the issue was, it wasn't in general. It was something specific. But my first thought was, that's half. What are the and so the other half approve? Who in the approves of what this dipshit is doing?
I have no idea, because this guy is as clueless as last year's Easter egg.
Yeah.
See what I did there, Ron?
No, but it was hilarious. That's just my point. How can people do it? How can people, everyday person, look at that and say, yeah, he's good. I like what he's doing.
I'm not sure how many people are saying that these days. I'm hoping that there aren't that many left anymore.
And unfortunately, there are.
Checking the conversation over in the Facebook chat room this morning, and
can I give out a small salute after you're done?
Please do. Hoping you would.
Oh, so I just wanted to salute. Whoa, what the hell? I like those pictures. So I just wanted to salute
the music's not working, Ron.
It's not even on. I don't even hear it anymore. So the human brain can do that.
Well, don't turn it up, for the love of Pete.
Oh,
why?
Sorry, I shouldn't have said anything. But
to make it work, don't turn it up to make it work.
It's not.
Why?
You're not supposed to hear it. It's supposed to be subliminal.
You were going to give a shout out.
I am. I'm just solving this.
Let's do, Dave. Here we go. Salute.
Yep. Salute. Yep. Here we go.
Who are we saluting?
I did it. The special people around here that will buy $100,000 dually pickup truck, lift it 8 to 12 inches, put 20-inch spinner wheels, and drive it around like you're a effing cool mother effer.
What's the salute? Who are we saluting?
The stupidity of those people. We are saluting. Okay. I wanted to be positive and say, on the outset, why in the wonderful wide world of sports would you put 24-inch tires on a truck designed to tow 30,000 pounds worth of stuff that gets 17 miles per the gallon? Why would you make that thing 8 foot tall and drive around?
Does he know that you are? Does whoever's driving this truck? Does he know how long he's been living rent free in your head?
He is, because he drives past He's my neighbor, and he drives past the house, and that thing rattles because he went and took his $112,000 truck down to the 5 and dime and had him put on this lift kit, and it rattles and creaks and squeaks every time he goes through, and I shoot it with a pellet gun.
Huh.
So
Alrighty.
I just wanted to do that.
Well, if you need to hide from your neighbor, go to preparewithmojo50.com, and that way, whenever you start plinking their truck with a pellet gun, and they come after you, and then you have to hide in the cellar, you will have enough food to last you and your loved ones for 3 months. In this case, because we had the 3-month emergency food supply, $100 off.
No way. I think I just got
$100, and you've got some.
I
of
got a
it.
coupon. Yeah, I didn't. I haven't bought.
Remember, there is no Q in coupon.
Yes, coupon.
A coupon.
It's a
There's a
coupon.
coupon.
Where'd that come from?
So you got you did. Did you taste any of it yet?
You ask me that every time.
Yes, I did, because time has elapsed since then, and
So it's just like taking the flashlight out of the emergency bag to find your the French fry you dropped.
right.
Do not take the bleeping emergency flashlight out of the emergency bag
Why?
because it's not an emergency that you drop the French fry between the seat,
Might be.
because you're not going to put it back. You'll set it down and it won't be in there when you need it. So I didn't open it.
All right. So you haven't tasted the
next-
banana chips yet.
Next Thursday for breakfast, let's break open one of yours.
All right.
Ron, you want to participate in this?
Yeah, next Thursday, Ron. Let's all meet.
Oh, wait a minute.
Let's all meet next Thursday. All right, same time, same bat channel.
Clearly, we're not doing anything on Thursday.
No. I show up.
Where's he going?
I'm not here on Thursday. Yeah.
No one's here on Thursday.
Where's he going?
Which is a good time to a programming note. The Daily Mojo will be on this week. It'll be on probably Monday next week, and possibly on Tuesday. Not sure yet, but we may have a special guest on Monday who has eaten a lot of emergency food. Let's just put it that way.
Really?
And
Jeffy.
I don't-
Oh,
did you
it's
just say he
23rd.
was fat?
Oh, you're traveling. That's
Did you
why.
say he was fat? Is that what you're?
Who doesn't say?
You
he's
just
fat?
said he's fat.
I
Wow.
didn't say he's fat.
It's
You
almost
are
Christmas.
so mean.
It's
I don't know
almost
what-
Christmas.
Don't know what's wrong with you. But so Jeffy may be he may show up here. I told him to get here promptly as the show started at 11 a.m. So we'll see.
Did you tell
if
him what
he,
the
does
code
show
was
up.
to get that savings?
Mojo 50. Well, actually, there is no code to get the savings, because if you go to preparewithmojo50.com,
Oh, directly
you do
through.
get the It's
I think I just put some kind of code in on their website. I don't know if I
Uh-huh.
bought it directly from the website.
Well,
Yours.
well, there you go. I hope.
Can you
hope
do
did.
it's either way?
Not really, but it's all right.
Oh, you can't?
I don't.
'Cause I
You
think-
can, Ron, can you?
I thought you
Yeah.
had a code.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay.
So,
Thank God Ron's here.
prepare with Mojo 50. He doesn't. He's just answering. He's just saying stuff.
Oh, is that Joe Biden going to say something?
Jill
just-
Biden. She was speaking at the Children's Wisconsin Hospital, and these people are unbelievable.
Fawning dolts.
She uses every opportunity, and remember, this is after the parade where the scumbag drove into and killed people.
Oh,
Listen-
no, he didn't. It's just the SUV.
Oh, sorry, the
Remember?
SUV. Yeah.
SUV that drove
The
in.
SUV jumped up and started driving itself through the parade, killing people and injuring others. And this was the Jill Biden, as she is up there making sure.
Excuse me, Dr. Jill Biden.
Well, that's true.
Yes, don't forget. She's a doctor of
So-
philosophy.
She is up there. She has a very important message. Remember, these are people who are still mourning the loss of friends and family members. And
Is that
from
where she is? Sorry to interrupt. Is that where she is at the
Children's Wisconsin Hospital.
that's where the incident happened?
No, the incident happened on the street. She's
in,
at the hospital.
In what town? Are they both in the same town, smartass?
Well, I don't know where Children's Wisconsin Hospital is.
Okay, go. Hurry up.
Here is Jill Biden.
It's safe, it's free, and it's available for every child in this country 5 and up. The holidays are just around the corner, and I know you all are busy. But as you stop or you're running errands, I hope that you'll get vaccinated and add that to your list.
So, in the midst of this horrible tragedy, the doctor decides she's going to stop off in Wisconsin and push the vaccine for children 5 and up.
Well, duh.
Even though the man who arguably invented the COVID vaccine is saying it likely is now causing more damage than the COVID itself.
Oh yeah.
And this would be Malone, Dr. Malone. And I still want to know why we are supposed to not listen to Dr. Malone, but we are supposed to listen to Dr. Fauci.
But that goes back to my point about the listening to Joe Biden and the polls. Why are we still doing this? Why are we wearing masks on an airplane that has the best filtration air system outside of an operating room?
Funny you should ask that, because two of the major airline CEOs, both both American and Southwest, have questioned whether or not we need to be wearing masks on planes.
Well, it's about time. I mean, I just got off a plane. I mean, we just flew, and I was in Florida.
Boy,
for a
are
week.
your arms tired. Yeah,
But
the CEOs of both American and Southwest. American Airlines is Doug Parker, Southwest Gary Kelly.
Both based out of Dallas, Fort Worth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were at a hearing up on Capitol Hill. It was a hearing about all of the financial support that airlines received from the federal government in 2020 and 2021. And again, this is the problem with the government subsidizing anything.
Everything.
Anytime there's money that's being that's changing hands, you are indebted. The borrower is indebted to the lender. It says that in the Bible.
Be
But
a borrower nor lender be.
Exactly. By the way, can I borrow $20?
Yep. That's all it takes.
The topic of masks arose as a question from Senator Roger Wicker, the ranking Republican on the Senate committee holding the hearing. I think the case is very strong that masks don't add much, if anything, in the air cabin environment. It's very safe and very high quality compared to any other indoor setting, according to Gary Kelly, the CEO of Southwest Airlines. Both Kelly and Parker, who each have announced plans to retire as CEOs, so they're not so much worried. Yeah. It's like, yeah, we can, we're on your side now. In the coming months, mentioned that high-grade HEPA filters on planes capture virtually all airborne contamination, and air quality is helped by how frequently cabin air is exchanged with fresh air from outside the cabin. The CEO of American, Mr. Parker, I concur, an aircraft is the safest place you can be. It's true of all of our aircraft. They all have the same HEPA filters and airflow. Now, strangely, the one of the spokespeople for the Association of Flight Attendants, this would be Sarah Nelson, she is the president of said association, testified to the hearing that not all aircraft are equipped with the same quality of air filters. For example, some older planes do not have HEPA filters, she said. So again, I'm not sure exactly how that adds to the argument that masks would be doing you any good if you're on an airplane. Even if the plane doesn't have a HEPA filter, how is a mask, or how is a mask going to help you on an airplane?
I started to say because your mask is not a HEPA.
No, it's not.
No, not even close. You know the spit shield you have in front of your microphone there?
Yes.
That's even better shielding than the mask I was wearing on the airline. I got one of those ones that you showed me.
Oh yes, what's the is it
I didn't know
Fake Mask USA?
I didn't know if we could say that.
Oh yeah, we can say that. I think it's Fake Mask USA. They have the best masks ever.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, they are so cool. We'll do that next on your Daily Mojo. Is there Fake Mask USA? Because they've had to change it.
Yeah, you gave me the.
Hey, do me a favor on the auxiliary out to me. Can you turn Dave down a little bit because he's over modulating?
That's because I got real close to the microphone.
No, you need to be close. He's just over modulating.
Grumbling that I can't
Thank you.
hear me.
That better?
Yeah.
I didn't turn him up.
No. Oh, I'm not saying you did. It's just maybe he's riding that microphone now. he's over modulating.
Oh. Okay, so it's not Fake Mask USA.
Yeah.
Is it Fake Mask USA 3?
No, I don't think there's a number in there.
I'm
not sure I'll be able to pull it up.
Let's see if we can find them.
It's Fake the mask that looks like it's non-see-through.
It's,
but it's
Face Mask Worldwide. FaceMaskWorldwide.com.
The one I have, you can see my lips because
That's just like that one right there.
Well, I think that's a different. No, I don't think so. I think they're just showing you. It's not that bad.
No, well, to see the thing with black fabric, when you take a picture, you can actually see through it.
Oh, yeah, because of the flash.
If it's sheer. Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah, sheer.
I've got Cesar.
Sheer is a good word. I don't know what
Especially when it's pantalones.
Yeah, it's
don't laugh at that, Cesar. Don't stop it.
It's just
trying to speak Spanish,
it's
dude.
Just
it is not working. Pantalones.
Sí.
Pantalones.
Mis
azul.
pantalones es en la cocina.
It's a good Texas accent.
Yeah. Sí.
That's right. Us Texans trying to speak Spanish is dead.
All right, I think I've got COVID.
Hey, cough button. All right, you don't have.
I don't have a cough button.
15 seconds.
All right, hang on.
It'll be a wild ride.
Everybody hold on
You
to
don't
your
think a woman can come up
pantalones.
with a name like that?
That's not what I said. I asked you if you thought he'd come up with your show.
I
You
said
go, "I don't know."
probably. Damn it.
No, you said, I don't know.
That's Saturday at 5 o'clock Eastern Time on Mojo 50 Radio.
What the hell?
The Daily Mojo.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, who has the following to say.
Could not be better served than with this most experienced, capable hands than yours, President Biden.
Yours.
He's just perfect. The timing couldn't be better. And Madam Vice President, we're inspired by your work for the people as you continue to be an invaluable partner to President Biden.
What in the hell does that even mean?
Nothing.
What work has she continued to do? What work has Kamala Harris continued to do?
None, but that's the narrative. You have to speak it.
She's done nothing.
The emperor's new clothes.
And his new pantalones. Es en la cocina. Sí. Bueno. Huh? I speak this only because Cesar Ibarra is here from freedomworks.org, and being of Hispanic origin, I like to make our guests feel more comfortably. Excuse me, more incomfortable.
Yeah, that's celebrating his heritage.
That's very very woke of the Daily Mojo.
Yeah,
Right?
Thank you. We like to, and if that doesn't
Inclusive.
work, we will speak louder and slower so that you can understand what we're saying.
and put O on the end of every word. Can you O?
Freedom O.
Tell me O.
Right O. Exactly.
Yeah.
Cesar, are you glad this is probably the last time we'll be talking this year?
Well, you know what? I mean, what Pelosi is just talking about is these guys are completely delusional. Trying to say that but the party's lucky to have Joe Biden, who can barely. I mean, you should talk slowly. If you're going to talk slowly to someone, that's how they should be talking to Joe Biden, because that guy is halfway gone. And, it's really sad to see, honestly. And then for her to say that the party and Biden is being well served by Kamala Harris is a completely, utter lie, right? We know, look at what's happening in the border, Brad. I mean, we've been talking about this all year.
Yep.
And the border continues to be one of the most crucial national security threats to our country. And we got people, it's a false statement that people make that it's mostly people coming from Central America, et cetera. These guys are
from
coming
everywhere.
They're coming from everywhere, and you know what's worst of all? These people do not even have a legitimate asylum claim when they're crossing the border. It's like these people are just waltzing into the country legally without any sort of repercussions. So you know what ticks me off the most? I don't know if you've seen these press conferences of Republican candidates and elected officials. They're down at the border doing their thing, and they got people crossing the border. Like, what the heck are they doing?
Right.
Why are they not saying get back? Or I don't know. Like, something's going to happen, because this is just becoming more of a stunt for the left and the right, and nothing is being done. Like, something's got to change.
I don't know if I shared this with you last week or not, but it was Donna Fiducia, who really, from Cowboy Logic, who tipped me off to this, and I know it's been around for a while, but the Republicans and the Democrats have become the uniparty. At the leadership level, it's the uniparty. We don't have two parties in this country. We have people on the ground out here who have differing views from the leadership. But in Washington, D.C., and in practically every other governmental agency around the country, we have the uniparty. We have people who are calling themselves Republicans but don't act like Republicans, and we have a lot of Democrats who are acting just like Democrats. So it's getting more and more frustrating when you see even the Republicans, the Kinsingers of the world, the Cheneys, voting on things, voting on the whether it's the debt ceiling or whether it's something to do with the southern border. And I think they know that if they just continue to do what they're doing, that most Americans will lose interest. Most Americans will move on to something else, and they'll be able to keep doing whatever the hell it is they want to do, which is why it gets so frustrating. And I'm hoping that maybe next year will be the year that something is done about the border. Is that a possibility?
Yeah. Well. So I think I think as far as getting anything done the next year's priority should continue being this year's priority. Kill the bill, and protect the filibuster. Those are going to be the two most important legislative issues that we're going to have to be focused on. Because remember, without the filibuster, they can't do anything. Obviously, so we have the whole issue with the debt limit, right?
Right.
Where, they used some like legislative gimmick to get around the filibuster, to raise the debt limit, et cetera. That was a one-time thing, and it speaks to your uniparty issue where you got Mitch McConnell and his cronies in the Senate kind of working behind the scenes with the Democrat and D.C. deep state they just raised the debt ceiling $2.5 trillion with little to no debate, right?
Yep.
They signed literally a blank check saying Chuck Schumer can raise the debt limit by insert amount once we pass this bill. It was total BS, right? However, they did not nuke the filibuster. For those, if there's word out there that they nuked the filibuster, they didn't. It's safe to say that the filibuster is still intact. But the Democrats are now going to make this an electoral issue. They're going to be saying that the vote is rigged because of the voting laws that have been passed in Texas, Florida, Arizona, all these states.
Right.
That's why they need to pass these voting rights bill and nuke the filibuster. So that's priority number one. Then the big government socialism bill, the reconciliation bill, that needs to be killed as well. I think Joe Manchin has held the line because he's one of the few, him and Sinema, I think, are one of the only two senators that noticed just how much of a threat this bill is, not only to the continued rise in inflation, but also to the social welfare state in America. So those are the two priorities, Brad. And then, just to cap this off, forward looking into 2023, if Americans deliver the majority for Republicans, we have an opportunity to deal with spending cuts and budget reforms. Not like 2011, but we actually have a chance to do it. We have a chance to leverage it because a Republican majority is going to have to deal with the debt limit again.
Right.
Okay. And if they're gonna vote to raise the debt limit, FreedomWorks and its activists are going to be on the front lines demanding serious spending cuts and meaningful budget reforms. If not, that's going to be a loss, and we're going to be pissed.
Do you think that they continue, they being the powers that be in D.C., are they actually listening to groups like FreedomWorks? Are they? It seems to me that they are just basically ignoring any and everybody who doesn't follow along with their narrative, which is more than irritating.
I think on the debt limit, they totally did not listen to people like FreedomWorks and other groups. But on the reconciliation bill, I can tell you this: it has been a very united front in trying to kill this bill.
Right.
And trying to put pressure. I'll tell you this, Brad. It's been a very unified front in trying to kill this bill. Obviously, if you claim yourself a Republican and there's an inch of you that wants to vote for this bill, then you need to reconsider being a Republican, right? But all this to say, I think there is a unified effort in killing this bill, and I think we are being listened to because, again, you got people from the moderate wing of the party to the cultural right, to the fiscal right. Just every single aspect of the Republican Party is united against this bill. So, for whatever that's worth, to answer your question, I think that it's good to say yes, but I think the debt limit, budget, and spending, we got to get back to that. If we don't fix that, then what are we good for, right? So that's going to be our priority if we take back the majority. Is let's get back to spending issues. Let's get back to those issues that FreedomWorks became notorious for, right? Those issues that that people care about. Let's make budget and spending an issue again, Brad. We're fighting the culture wars, and like we always talk about, those are serious threats. But if we're going to keep harping about the national debt, if we're going to keep harping about big government spending, et cetera, then let's do something. In 2023 will actually be a year where that fight will happen, and Republicans will have the majority to make a dent in there.
And it's people like Adam Kinzinger who is being a little chicken shit, and he's not going to run again, so he's in there voting with the Democrats because he realizes, what are they going to do to me? And then you've got, and I love Marjorie Taylor Greene a little bit more each day when she tweeted out, I think it was yesterday, regarding Mitch McConnell calling him Biden's bitch, which he is. But McConnell, he hasn't announced any plans to retire anytime soon, has he?
He just got reelected.
Right. So he's going to stick around as long as he can.
He's got 5 more years.
Right.
At least.
So, and he doesn't care either. So if he's in there for 5 years, he is going to be a big old bull in a china shop. He's dangerous now because probably in 5 years he'll go, you know what, I'm done. So in the meantime, there's nothing that can hurt him.
Well, in the next 5 years, too, if we get a Republican Senate, he'll be the Senate Majority Leader again.
Right.
So he's going to be back in power, and is he going to do what he does? He's like, well, we'll give you justices and judges, and all. That's the only good thing that McConnell did, right? Pack the Supreme Court, but stack all the judicial vacancies with conservative Trump judges. That was the only good thing he did. Aside of that, I mean, it was a total disaster. He's been a total disaster.
Yeah.
And he's been a friend of big government and part of the uniparty that hurt Donald Trump in the end. Remember, the national debt was raised by $7 trillion throughout Donald Trump's presidency, and that was only done because of people like Paul Ryan, Kevin McCarthy, Leader McConnell, and the uniparty establishment that don't give two craps about fiscal restraint.
Well, and before McConnell, it was Dingleberry, makeup, what's his name, Boehner.
Yep, John Boehner.
What is wrong with the Republican Party? They keep putting these people in positions of power that are complete jokes.
This is why it's important for folks in the Freedom Caucus. Now you got Mr. Scott Perry, who's going to be the new leader. They need to make demands, Mr. Kevin McCarthy. If you want to be the next Speaker of the House, we need these 1, 2, 3, 4 commitments. If not, we're going to do 1, 2, X, Y, and Z. It's time we play hardball. It's people are very afraid of shaking up the status quo as far as leadership goes. But if conservatives are going to be delivering those strong, meaningful reforms for our base, for the people that vote, then they need to hold leadership accountable and say, if you want to be Speaker, then we damn well better get this, and you damn better well fight for this, this, and that. If not, they do have a microphone, and look at what happened with Boehner. Mark Meadows was going to force them a motion to remove to vacate the chair, right, a couple of years ago. And what happened? Boehner went down to the House floor, cried, and retired. So, anyway, it's time we get back to that. We need to get back to that to be able to deliver some change.
Hey, did you hear my idea earlier about here's how we really, truly shrink government? The next time we get a Republican president or somebody who is amenable to our side of things, he or she appoints people to the different cabinets, the different agencies. For instance, Department of Energy, and that person gets into the Department of Energy and just quickly as possible dismantles the agency.
Yeah, sign me up.
All right. So
we gotta put the right people in there. That's the thing. Remember, it's like we get Donald Trump gets elected and he campaigned on less wars, ending Afghanistan, and he puts John Bolton as the national security advisor. So I think to your point, but this is very important. And one of my buddies at colleagues at FreedomWorks actually talks about this a lot. It's about staffing the bureaucracy. We need to staff the bureaucracy with strong conservatives, putting the right people in there, true believers. Because if you don't, you're going to get the same old, crap that we've gotten always. So as far as staffing matters. So anyway,
and get him in there.
Battle,
so you're welcome to steal that idea, take it, run with it at FreedomWorks, start a campaign to get people into these positions that will dismantle each individual agency from the inside, whether it's the Department of Education, the Department of the Interior, whatever. Just to start picking off these agencies one by one, dismantling them from within. Run with it.
I'd love for my colleague to talk to you about this because he worked in the administration He had the job that you're exactly talking about towards the last year or two of the Trump administration. I think you really enjoyed listening to him to talk about this issue because it's real. I'll send you the op-ed he wrote, but you touch on a very important point in staffing the administration matters. And that's going to be arguably the first big step that the next Republican president is going to have to take.
Let's take him out. Let's get it. You have him call us. We will get this thing rolling. Well, it'll be a grassroots effort, and we will like termites. We will take the government down from the inside out. Take it apart. Just dismantle it and save all the money.
Yeah.
All right.
Sign me up.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, Cesar Ibarra over at FreedomWorks. The official title, of course, is the Senior Director of Legislative Affairs. I guess the next time we talk, it'll be the year 2022.
All right.
Time
Merry
flies when you have
Christmas.
fun.
Enjoy.
Merry
Absolutely.
Christmas.
Same to you, Cesar. Be well out there.
Bye.
Go to freedomworks.org if you want to be a part of their plans to. And again, I want to send a positive message. I want to make sure.
That was this.
It was a ghost.
Dingle ball thing.
That was a ghost.
I'll make it worse.
So go to freedomworks.org and make sure that you sign up to help to volunteer, because if the government sees that organizations like this have a great deal of public support, they might listen. I'm just afraid the government has gotten so large they're like.
They still listen to a certain point.
Do they?
Yeah, I think they do.
Why? If they don't? What's the downside?
What they get voted out.
But if they've got the see, that's where my
but don't lose sight.
conspiratorialist comes in.
Yeah.
What if they've rigged the elections?
But it doesn't matter. Well, what's his dingle in Virginia just won?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so there is hope. That would have been one that
There's hope.
That would have been one that they should have jerry rigged the election.
See, Gutter Drunk says Operation Dismantle. I like that. See? Yeah. If McConnell was on board, in fact, Kentucky would be legalized pot state. Rand Paul already has tried. Possibly. B from the SAV. Trump had a veto pen. Seems he must have lost it. He's the one that made Mincome. I think that's what he's trying to say. Mainstream with monthly checks. No, I agree. I'm not saying that Trump was the answer either anymore. I don't know what to believe.
Yeah, you do.
I don't know. No, I don't know what to believe with regard to whose intent is pure.
No one's intent is pure. It's just not possible. But the point is, you do the best you can, and clearly the Democrats, the majority of them, do not have our best interests.
No, they don't, because the majority of them are a bunch of whiny little.
Well, worse than that, they're just trying to change our way of life.
And I don't like that.
Are we talking about pillows?
Yeah, we are. We are talking about MyPillow, Mike Lindell, and the fact that even if you get drool on this pillow in 2025, Ron, isn't that insane?
What? What did that mean?
Well, let's say you buy a MyPillow today. And
we got to know if Dave drools on his pillow.
Do you drool on your pillow?
Sure, I do.
Oh.
Absolutely, everybody does.
Everybody does.
I woke up
then you wake up and you're like, what the?
Yeah, it's like, was I sleeping in a pile of... What did I do last
urine.
night? Right.
It's cat urine.
But if let's say that in 2025 or 2026, this pillow that you buy today, you're like, this thing smells like cat urine.
Yeah. Mixed
They'll
with my
send
drool.
it back. They'll send you a new one.
Why?
That's a great question. That's a great question. That's how crazy they are at MyPillow.
You mean their guarantee is ironclad that you just send it back if you don't like it?
It has a 10-year warranty.
Got it.
10-year warranty. It has a 60-day money-back guarantee. But a 10-year now I'm not suggesting that you make up something in 5 years and say I just want to get another pillow. But if it fails to meet whatever, if you're like, man, this thing didn't last, it sucks. It's 5 years. This thing is like falling apart. Send it back. They'll get you another one.
I gotta love companies that do that. I mean, Pelican, Yakima, MyPillow.
Right.
That's good.
Nordstrom used to do it. I don't know if they still do it or not.
No,
but
because stupid people like my brother
would take something back 5 years later.
Yeah, this is at REI.
Pair of shoes, wasn't it?
Boots.
Yeah.
REI.
Boots.
Yep, REI used to have a very good warranty, and people like my brother ruin it. Thanks, Tom. He, 3 years later, he takes the boots back. Oh yeah, they wore out, or they're defective.
And they gave him a new pair, or his money back.
A new pair. Until he, after 9 years of that crap, they're like.
Do you know when I lived in Lakewood, California, there was a mall, Lakewood Mall, right down the street, and I don't know if it was Kinney Shoes or one of those mall shoe stores. I bought a pair of shoes, and it didn't fit. It didn't. They weren't. I had never worn them outside, and they were too tight because my feet were big, It's a common
Okay,
male problem.
move on.
So, anyhow, I take them back to the store. Wait, did he just move me along, Mr.
He did. I'm like,
Mr.
oh,
4 minutes?
Yeah.
Anyway, they were brown shoes. They had this lacing along the outer edge that was more of a taupe color, and I think it was like a 60 thread count. But I took them back to the store, and I remember I was married at the time to crazy number one, and we got to the shoe store, and the guy behind the counter was just snippy. And I said, I got these here, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and they don't fit. They're too tight, whatever. And the guy's like, I'm not taking those back. You could have walked all the way to China with those by now. And I don't know why it pissed me off so bad, but I started to crawl across the counter. I was like, and it was probably just being married to crazy number one that made me so on edge.
Yeah.
And she was there, and I started to crawl, and she's pulling back. No, don't do that. I'm like, but and I think that he ended up giving me my money back, but that just crawled all over me. It's like, I told you I didn't wear them outside. I wore them in the house on carpet. Look at the sole, you dumbass. You don't have to do that with My Pillow.
No,
you don't have to make.
I love how you brought that one together.
See, see, that's called bringing it back fully. But you should listen back to that whole segment.
Oh,
it
yeah.
works.
I am. Oh, I'm learning.
It works.
I learned some stuff.
It does. So go to mypillow.com, use the promo code Mojo50, and you can get a brand new classic My Pillow, standard size, regularly $70.
Now, you have some of their products.
Oh. But except for the damn Roll and Go pillow, which I can't get anybody to send me.
Okay.
For $19.98.
I have a question for you about
My
the pillow.
Mojo 50. Yes.
Are they light and fluffy? Are they solid? And I mean, can you get a
You
pillow?
can get a medium. You can get a firm. You can get a queen medium. You can get a queen firm.
So which ones do you have?
I don't know. They're the kind that feels
you put
good.
your head under and drool?
And drool
Okay.
on.
Right.
They are very absorbent.
Got it.
Very,
you wring
very
them out
absorbent.
in the morning? And
Yes.
Just,
Hang them out on the line. As soon as they get done drip drying, they're good to go.
Yeah.
It's fabulous, I tell you. So Mojo50 is the promo code, and just go to mypillow.com. You will find it right there. Let's see if anybody's...
Anybody still awake?
Dr. Mojo Martian, does Craftsman still honor their warranty? Seems most companies don't anymore, so I suspect they don't.
No, they don't.
Craftsman isn't even the same company.
No, you can get them in Lowe's. They do not.
They sold the brand name.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was just talking to somebody about that. You used to, one of the kids, Craftsman, you walked into Sears, you said, is this no
This
working?
broke.
Yep. This broke.
That would be your medium, My Pillow.
Medium.
This is your firm, My Pillow.
Oh.
Extra firm. See,
Oh.
the maids around this place are pretty.
Right. They have all the pillows you need. Oh,
Yeah.
you know what you don't have on here? You don't have a absorbent pillow cover.
No, because the pillows themselves are absorbent.
You need a cover on this thing.
No, why?
Yeah.
Because I want to see how absorbent the pillows are.
Yeah. No,
how I
that's
can
good.
send it back in 5 years. Why do I
That's
want
true.
a cover on?
Good point.
Just
No,
saying.
Sears isn't like that, and now it's all made in China. Almost all of it is made in China.
Dirty.
So the bummer was, the stuff didn't fail very often. It wasn't
Right, yeah, exactly.
Your ratchet. I have a Craftsman ratchet. I have two original American-made ones, and the little bitty quarter-inch one is now jacked up.
All right. So to answer your question, Craftsman, no.
No.
I'm going to play a bit of a Capricorn 1 was a movie that came out in 1977. I want you to see if this sounds familiar. This is Sam Waterston as he's climbing the side of a mountain in Capricorn 1.
Anyway, after a while, he decides to call home. He gets his brother on the phone, and the guy says to his brother, "How's everything at home?" And his brother says, "Your cat died." And the guy says to his brother, "You shouldn't tell me bad news like that. You should break it to me gently. You know, like, you should say something like, the cat crawled out on the roof and chasing the squirrels. And got stuck. We had to call the fire department. And when they finally got there, the fireman crawled out. He grabbed the cat. But on the way down, he slipped, and the cat fell to the ground. Ah! Ah!
Looks like he's gonna die here.
They had to take the cat to the vet. They tried to save the cat. They even operated on the cat. But it was too late. They couldn't save the cat. That's how you should bring bad news like that.
Did you have any idea this where it came from, Ron?
So the guy said to his brother.
Struggling to understand.
I can watch again. I don't understand.
Hold on. Wait, Ron, you haven't heard any of that?
I'm struggling to understand it.
Did you hear what he said about the cat?
Yeah,
No.
give good news.
You didn't hear what he said about the cat?
No, dude, me and nobody else heard that shit because we can't understand it. The guy's like, oh, see, well, I don't understand what's going on.
You couldn't understand he said the cat is on the roof? How could you not? You weren't even listening.
I was listening.
You were not listening.
I was trying to listen.
You were not listening. What did he say?
I have no idea.
What did he say?
The fireman tried to get the cat.
So you did hear it.
No. Oh, my God.
What's the point? The cat?
Yeah, what is the point?
Wow.
Dave?
That's a roll
What is
reversal.
the
I
point?
cannot believe.
What's
Let's
the
just
point?
see if the people on Twitter know.
No one's even there.
No. Dave brought an intern with him. This is
That's
where
hilarious.
This is where
That's hilarious.
this is
That is
where
hilarious.
the On the Roof story came from. This is the genesis of On the Roof.
Oh.
But if
Yeah,
you
I'm
had
getting-
listened,
the text messages are flowing in now. That was getting on my damn nerves. What the hell was that?
that is the genesis of On the Roof.
See, that's a contextual.
The pickled squirrel just said, I didn't know that's where On the Roof came from. Wow. So people who were actually listening actually understood. Ron was back there texting.
That had nothing to do with listening.
Originally,
It
it's,
had everything to do with trying to figure out what that guy was saying.
It was
'Cause it was hard
Capricorn
to
1.
understand.
No, it's
What was he doing?
he was climbing. I said he
Having
was climbing
sex?
a side of a climbing the side of a mountain and having sex.
Oh my God!
And
Relating a phone call with
Georgia
his
Peach.
brother.
That's the origin of On the Roof. You're not familiar with On the Roof?
Not from this example. What is
it's a
that?
Doc Thompson
I
thing,
started
but-
watching Dope Sick last night. So far, it seems to be very well done. If only people would wake up and see how big Pharma really is.
Oh,
So there you have it. So that is, if you go to, if you watch Capricorn 1 about a minute and 25 seconds
Thank
in,
you,
that is where
DM.
you'll find it. What?
DM said I heard exactly what Ron heard. Urgle burgle, old scratchy audio.
Yeah.
Urgle Burgle. He never mentioned Urgle Burgle.
The answer is no. I says I could barely understand what was said, but I gathered it was something about being on the roof.
Wow. You know, Ron,
It
if you
was
would
crap
just,
audio,
if
dude.
you would
It
just,
was crap audio.
okay, so it fit in perfectly. That's the point.
Clear.
So what the fuck?
Oh, Dave. Hey,
Dave,
we're still on.
we're still on.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
He just said I was clear.
No.
You know, we're clear from the radio
So-
side. We're not clear from the
So
Facebook
We're
side.
never, as long as that is on, we're on.
So what does this have to do with the roof? There was a squirrel and a cat on,
the
the
roof.
roof. And what were they doing? And the firefighter
That is
looked-
how. No. No.
How about
Could you understand it? Okay, she
But
understood.
she knows. What does it have to do?
Everybody else knows.
Okay,
that
there
is
was
The nights who say knee. Holy jeebus, that was a rough listen.
Okay, good. That
Wow.
can
That
you,
is the origin of On the Roof.
But you keep saying that. What
The
does
origin.
that
Effing
mean?
Tramp. Saddle effing Tramp says, "What is the point?" I ask that of Real Brad Staggs every day.
Okay, listen, Pure Blood Cougar Diva, thank you.
James
it's on
from
the roof.
Augusta.
Geez, folks, do you listen to this show? Thank you.
James from Augusta. I was listening, but I don't think he was speaking English.
Explain the roof thing.
You people.
What the hell are you talking about?
Florida Man on Safari. I thought the on the roof reference came from a Doc Thompson relative. See, at the end of this, Sam Waterston says, then the guy asked his brother, how's my mom? And he says, I answered, your mom's on the roof.
The cat didn't die on the roof.
Yes, he did.
And by the way, you don't need 100% cooking. You can watch this over and over and over again. In fact, that's
You need a cover.
Why would you need a cover if you can wash the pillowcase or wash the pillow?
On the roof. That's supposed to mean that someone died, but the cat wasn't. He was on the ladder. The firefighter dropped the cat.
That's a story.
On the way
no,
down.
that is a false story. The cat died because he fell off the roof.
He wasn't on. Nope. He fell from the firefighter's
Oh, so now
hands.
somebody who says they didn't hear what he says is trying to
No,
tell me what
Ron
they said.
said he didn't.
Ron didn't say that either.
Ron said he didn't hear.
I didn't.
Ron doesn't know either.
I heard every
He
word
is
because I was
making
watching
it up.
Sam Waterston.
The cat
fake.
is on fire.
The cat fell from the firefighter's arms.
No, see, that was the made-up part of the story. The real story was the cat just died. He fell off there and died. And he says, no, you can't tell that story like that. You have to break it to somebody slowly.
I was here with you.
Right.
Literally in the same room.
All right, we'll
That's
play it
on that.
again. We'll play it again.
No, we won't, because you'll lose all 4 listeners.
We'll play it again, Sam.
Yeah.
What is the point? I ask that every day. See?
Brad, you get that?
What? Did I get what?
Must be a text or something, or a tweet.
On your phone.
Oh, yeah, it's 14. You have to dial in 14 before you get that. But no, and it doesn't actually work with it because the other promo code goes in. But yeah, I'm with you.
Okay.
But you can, but the 10% doesn't help that way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's just different.
Yeah.
Who are we going to make fun of next? Let's make fun
Oh, please turn that down. Jeez, it's driving me crazy.
Hold on a second. I can do you one better.
Okay, I can deal with that. I've been dealing with that for a year, 2 years.
Hold on, hang on.
No,
We're
don't
not
play
done.
them both at the same time.
We're not
For
done
the
yet.
love of Pete.
Hang on. Here we go.
Oh no.
You wanted. You asked for it.
You got a Toyota.
All right, here we go.
Wait a minute.
Lighthouse.com. Until tomorrow, protect your liberties. Once they're gone, there's no getting them back.
If we weren't so bad.
To puppy rape. I like to cuss. Do I want to keep my penis?
Cat wants some black titty.
We wouldn't be
Boom.
so good. Mojo 50. The mothership has landed.
James from Augusta says women don't want to see our drool stains on the pillows. That's why they need covers.
Yeah.
Drool stains are sexy.
Yeah.
They are sexy as hell. And XDM says, I'm not old enough to know Sam Waterston, only Bill Waterston. You're old enough. Sam Waterston was, not only was he in Capricorn 1, which I didn't know, but he's on, what is it? Dun Dun? In the Law and Order?
He's Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's
Sam
him.
Sam Waterston.
That's Sam Waterston. That's him.
What?
crawling up the-
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Capricorn 1, 2?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, he's like 25 there.
Now, we've slowed the audio down here. So,
Oh, no,
and also,
God. Digging the hole, like you say. This is role reversal day, isn't it? Wow.
See, now you know how it feels.
I know. I
Dr.
don't like it.
Dr. Mojo, Martian, Davos, all 4 Facebook, YouTube, Twitch listeners, $20 for that F-bomb.
Yeah.
That's true.
Hey, Ron said clear. I thought we were clear.
Okay, first of all, you never believe anything Ron says. Anything. Ron lies like a dog.
Jeez.
And when you hear that sound, by the way, for the bells, and you're going by the Salvation Army, do you remember now what they've said this year? They've sent out their little, They've sent
Did they change something?
an internal study guide from the Salvation Army intended to foster positive conversations and grace-filled reflection among Salvationists. The white members and donors to the Salvation Army were requested to reflect on their inherent racism.
Who wrote this?
The Salvation Army.
No, they did not.
According to the Salvation Army's International Social Justice Commission, this was presumably some charitable value. Obviously, this request stirred up some controversy. In an era where the toxic issues around critical race theory being taught in schools, by the way, this is over at the conservativetreehouse.com, has been in the headlines. There's likely not a worse time for a charitable group to join the social justice cause and push CRT toward the aggregate public. Many people were surprised by the decision of the Army to push the divisive issue of racism. Or is it divisive?
Yes. Depends on where you're... aluminium.
I think it's divisive.
Aluminium.
That would be England.
Yes.
The Salvation Army actually had a response to all the pushback they got from putting out this study guide.
Of course they...
And here...
That response is, sorry, we didn't mean to write that.
Oh, no. They're going to double down.
Oh, yeah. Salvation Army, here it is. Salvation Army occasionally publishes international study guides on various complex topics to help foster positive conversations and grace-filled reflection among Salvationists. By openly discussing these issues, we always hope to encourage the development of a more thoughtful organization that is better positioned to support those in need. But no one is being told how to think, period. In this case, the guide, Let's Talk About Racism, was issued as a voluntary resource, but it has since become a focus of controversy. We have done our best to promote accurate information, but unfortunately, some have chosen to ignore those efforts. At the same time, international headquarters realize that certain aspects of the guide may need to be clarified. Consequently, for both reasons, the International Social Justice Commission has now withdrawn the guide for appropriate review. We at the Salvation Army remain undeterred in our mission because we are confident in the power of the gospel and because millions of vulnerable Americans need our help, and we remain deeply grateful for the support of a generous public, people from all walks of life and from all parts of the country, who help us meet human need wherever it exists. Our supporters know that ours is a message of love, even for those who disagree or attack us. This is the model set by Christ, and we strive to follow it every day. May God bless you and Merry Christmas. The International Social Justice Commission? Do you know that is part of the Salvation Army?
We got caught, is what that
Yeah,
statement
pretty
is.
much. The International Social Justice
Commission.
Yeah, them too.
Are you kidding? You can't. Obviously, you're not kidding.
I have many friends that are part of the Salvation Army.
What?
I can't believe that.
Time to have a talk with them.
No kidding. I mean,
ask them if they know about this.
This is insanity. Why, in the name of everything that is good, would they want to open this can of worms? I mean, I just don't.
Beyond belief. All you're there, one job.
Right.
One job.
Shake the bells, collect money, give it to people in need, help those people have a better life.
Oh.
And yet you are out there saying that those people giving you money are inherently racist.
Oh, not everybody, just the white ones.
Yeah.
Unless you vote for conservative programs or laws or something, then you're black.
And Trump.
And you're
Trump.
The lieutenant governor from Virginia is a white supremacist.
Oh, that's right.
She's black,
even though she's
black.
black. Right.
And from Jamaica. I mean,
it just, has everyone gone crazy?
Play the song.
He's a former Navy SEAL and Muppet enthusiast. Please silence all cell phones and electronic devices and enter the skip. Prepare to be debriefed. Now presenting the Mojo 50 Global Security Brief, Lord David.
Of course, brought to you this morning by American Pride Roasters Coffee, AmericanPrideRoasters.com. It's too late to get it delivered in time for Christmas, but Dave wanted to make sure that you all knew what his favorite flavor was, and of course it is.
Ass. I don't know. I don't
I
have a...
don't think they've come out with that.
I didn't get a cue
flavor
card
yet.
or a
It's,
thing. I don't drink coffee.
I didn't get a cue
Wow,
card or
I
a thing.
cannot
It would be
believe you.
Ron's sexual chocolate.
Ron sexual chocolate is my favorite. I drink
Wow.
it all the time. It's the
He
best.
mixes it with Brad's brown bag.
What would you call the back of the? What would you say that the name of that coffee is right there?
Well, that's
Turn it
Doc.
over.
It's Doc. I
Right,
don't
turn
know.
it over.
It's
Turn it over.
The roof something.
Turn it over.
Dumbass roof on the roof. Yeah. No, your dumbass thing, not Doc's. Here, take this.
All right, we're going to see on which topic we have landed to start off. Dave G in a security brief.
We're doing
and
the
it is?
security thing. We are doing.
All right, and what was it?
I
What did we
sent it
land
to you.
on?
As you know, Brad, as a former Navy SEAL and that thing. So it was a little while ago, but I never talked about it.
What was it?
All right, so there's a critical race thing happening, a school board meeting, and it was here in town. It was Fort Worth. So one of the antagonists at the school board meeting, they were talking about critical race theory.
Yes.
And this cat named Holly Plemons. Nope,
Is
sorry,
this
sorry,
one of
sorry.
the links
She's-
was sent to us?
Yes. It says it's entitled "Critical Race Theory Defender Tells Parents." I apologize. That wasn't the antagonist. I sent it to you.
When?
I sent it to you all this morning.
Okay.
Let me do it again, just in case.
Well, you said all of these.
Well, I sent you a whole bunch, remember?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Which one of these is it?
It's the one I just gave you. It's not that one. It says "Critical Race Theory Locked and Loaded." You remember that one?
Nope. Let's see here. We're going to find it, though.
All right. So while he's looking for that, Fort Worth parents told Fox News that they felt threatened when a parent who defended critical race theory turned to a crowd during a school board meeting and said, quote, "I got over 1,000 soldiers ready to go," before adding, "locked and loaded."
Aha.
I remember that.
Remember that one?
I've seen that video. Yeah.
Well, and I don't know if it's in this article or
he was actually being escorted out.
He was
when
being
said locked and loaded.
Locked and loaded.
Right.
So, and I think it's either on this one or a follow-on where he said, "Oh, well, that just means ready to talk and have tea and crumpets and whatever." I mean, he dismissed it as a non-threatening statement. Ron, even in the Air Force, you ever used the term "locked and loaded"?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All the
Did that mean something to do with the condition of a weapon?
No, not necessarily. It was just a phrase.
And really?
Yeah,
Did you shoot guns in the Air Force?
we did, but we always used it locked and loaded for anything.
Loaded for bear.
But
Like for instance, I have a friend named Matt Locke that he always used it locked and loaded.
yes, but let's
know.
get specific to the context. This guy
The
was
context of the words do mean that you're locked and loaded.
yes, because a weapon locked and loaded. So this guy claims
One
that,
in the chamber, ready to go.
yeah, ready to go. So
Do we have the audio of said?
I didn't go. That's way above my technical.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
that's why I sent it to you.
All
I thought
right.
I did. But
Gotcha.
But what I'm getting at is there seems to be a lot of different levels of say accountability, say justice. This guy in a school board meeting, threatened these guys with 1,000 of his soldiers who are locked and loaded, so they can.
That seems to imply he was talking about weapons.
Yeah, seems to imply soldiers, weapons, etc. And I just thought, why is he not in jail? I know it's a stretch, but let's see. He's talking about guns and soldiers and being ready to go, but the people on January 6th who didn't bring a single weapon are in jail.
Let's see. For those who got an issue with my critical race theory equity, this is something I fight for my children. Austin, who is African American, began, "How dare you come out here and talk about the things that my daddy and my grandparents went through, the lynching, the oppression, Jim Crow, and my kids are still being afflicted by this. We are not our ancestors." He added, "I got over 1,000 soldiers ready to go." As people in the crowd shouted that Austin should address the school board, not the audience, he responded by referencing my First Amendment rights. Then when Plemons, who was apparently on the school board, repeatedly
She's
spoke
a
up.
parent, I think.
A parent, okay. Yeah. Repeatedly spoke up and offered to speak with Austin. He shot back, "But you're not intelligent. You are not intelligent." After Austin's 1 minute to speak had run out, officers came and escorted him out of the room. During this time, he shouted, "I'll bring my soldiers with me next time, locked and loaded." Now, that is quite different than...
that's quite the threat. It
yeah,
really
that
is.
would be a threat. And
Yeah.
here is said audio. I believe... Oh, hang on a second, because we had to mute the site earlier because the Fox site sucks.
For today.
1 minute.
1 minute.
Thank you for asking.
Okay, I want to give my condolences. Could you hold the clock, sir, please? Because I asked the question. Could you start my time over? Mr. Clockman, whoever doing it. Well, I want to give my condolences to Sister Brickens before I speak. For those who got an issue with this critical race theory equity, this is something I fought for my children. How dare you come off in here and talk about the things that my daddy and my grandparents went through, the lynching, the oppression, Jim Crow, and my kids are still being afflicted by this. How dare you come off in here and challenge me on critical race theory? Look at the word racism. This is something deliberately done to people of African descent to shackle us down. This hate, fear, money won't work no more. It's over with. We are not our ancestors. I got over 1,000 soldiers ready to go.
We're not the board. Yeah,
1,000 go.
Somebody clapping.
Thank you.
So he had been turned around facing the gallery that whole time, not facing the school board.
And there's the cop getting up.
One and done.
Wow. That was interesting.
Yeah.
One and done.
1 minute and done.
And then, so they come and they escort him out of the building, apparently.
But he just threatened people.
He did
and
come
it's-
across in a very accusatory tone and seems to be
Well,
very upset.
I'll come back. That means
With 1,000 soldiers.
Yeah, it just,
locked and loaded.
That just floors me that guy's not in jail.
I can see why that would be considered a threat. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, so this guy comes back with it. Well, he doesn't have any. He's a blowhard.
Did you just threaten me? Clemens responded. He repeated, locked and loaded.
Yeah.
So, yeah, which is the strange part about all this happening is it's happening in Fort Worth.
Isn't that odd?
It's very odd.
But
I would expect it to be happening in Dallas, but not in Fort Worth.
But they did shut him down pretty good, and the people in the audience didn't back down.
Well, and he was trying to say, "How dare you, as a white person, try to tell me I'm black and my
ancestors.
I didn't go through it, but my ancestors went through it, and maybe they did, and it was wrong. If in fact they did, we don't do it anymore."
Yeah. What's that picture down there with the guy? And is that him again? Or another
yes.
guy? So
he
he's-
looks a little more militant
right.
at that point.
Is that a Under Armour hat he's got on there?
Yeah,
it's
I
very,
think it is.
It's very tactical. But
So
he's,
no, you're right. They don't go after the people who get all threatening because that would be racist. Because that would actually, and they would take somebody like this would take full advantage of it, and it would be on the front page of every newspaper.
Oh yeah,
website.
newspaper,
Right.
website. Oh yeah,
And he this is apparently a thing for this guy. He appears in tactical gear at these school board meetings. They're great actors.
Yeah,
they're fabulous at the drama.
Oh, he's got
the theater of it.
He's got the ebonics. He's and the way he speaks, it's very authentic to his heritage.
So he's up there. He's trying to divide the races, trying to make sure that everybody knows that, well, apparently he hates white people. That's what I got from that.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I got from
it. Or anybody that's going to, discount his plight.
And he's a big guy, too. He's a big guy. Looks like he works
fat
out.
Guy. He doesn't.
No.
Yeah.
But this woman, to a woman, she said, I was thinking about calling my husband, having him come to the parking lot because I was afraid this guy would come to my car.
Oh, we didn't use context. I mean, you're a big fat guy, too. I wouldn't be worried about you. But, yeah, a woman, and especially the way he said, I've got my soldiers or I'll come back or whatever.
Yeah, he just threatened a
locked and
bunch of
loaded.
parents.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy, I can't believe he didn't get arrested.
Because that wouldn't fit the narrative.
Yep.
All right.
That's a damn shame. So that was my
good for you.
That was my security brief.
Good for you.
Yay.
Was my security brief.
Yeah, brief.
So what is the security? What is the takeaway from that security brief?
Oh, we're farked because everybody's gonna
Because you never know when some crackpot's going to lose their shit at the drop of a hat and shoot everybody.
Right.
You just don't know.
And
unless you take action against idiots like this guy, who's to know he's not going to go out in the parking lot, grab a freaking gun, bring it back in, and start shooting people.
So this goes to you and your lovely other. You should always have your thing with you. I don't want to say
I had it earlier, and Ron laughed at it.
It's always
you gave your thing back to Beth.
It's always on you everywhere you go, no matter how
unless
short.
it's in the freezer.
No, it's not. It's with you all the time, every time. It's just with you.
Ron, is yours attached to you right now?
It is not.
I don't go.
See?
I don't go out the door without mine being attached to me.
Strapped, locked, and loaded. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying, don't piss me off because I've got mine.
But wait a minute, wouldn't that
sounded like a threat?
I was going to say, wouldn't that sound like a threat?
No.
I mean, did you not just threaten?
Who?
Don't piss me off.
Right. You just
I'm
said
saying
don't piss
that
me off.
I'm prepared.
Wait a minute, hold on. Let's tie this whole thing back to the. Remember the guy with the trailer?
Yeah.
Remember the guy that you pulled up and you cut him off?
I had the trailer.
And you cut him off, and then he came up and he was, I mean, technically, didn't you threaten him with a weapon?
I didn't threaten. No, not at all.
Vehicular.
No.
You didn't try to run him off the road?
You got that out of no. The lane ended.
Oh, did you not get that, Ron?
The lanes merged, and I was a little bit aggressive, but I didn't endanger him. I didn't endanger him. I didn't cause him to put on his brakes.
Okay.
I didn't cause him to swerve.
Okay.
Yes.
Just checking. I just need to know where the guardrails are. That's all. I just need to know where the lines are.
Bring your thing with you everywhere you go. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It should
Even if
be
you're
with
married,
you.
because you're not going to use it if you're married.
Your spouse should have hers with her
in her purse.
It doesn't
on
matter.
ice.
It doesn't matter.
Even if you're married. So
Always.
Ron, even if he's married,
especially if you're married, because that one will get you in trouble probably.
But Ron leaves his in the freezer.
That's Ron's
right.
business.
Or in my wife's purse.
Where are we going next?
Okay, what's next? What did I send you next?
I don't know. You send me all kinds of things. Again, we have the entire lineup right here on the screen.
All right, so the next one is going to be, that's critical. Oh, how about Jussie Smollett?
Jussie Smollett. There we have Terrence Howard. His co-star says hate crime hoax could have gotten very scary and ugly.
So what I want, let's see. So way down, I don't know, about 3 or 10 or 12 paragraphs. This is, what's his name, Terrence? What's his?
Howard.
Howard.
Yes.
So a quote, he says, if they had gotten away with it, whoever orchestrated it, whatever was set up, if they got away with it, then we would have the potential of capitalized blacks feeling that they need to defend capitalized black people against MAGA, and it could have turned out. It just dropped off.
And it could have turned into something very, very scary and very ugly.
He said people would have gotten hurt and killed, and if that was the case, the blood on someone's hands would have been massive. So he takes, I mean, that's skillful. He takes that Smollett piece of shit actions and lies and turns it into, well, if it had been true, there would have been a massive loss of life and killed and black people hurt and blacks hurt, this, that. How is Empire still on the, even on the channel? I would pull that show for that, just for those statements. Does that not find you, does that infuriate you?
First of all, I've never seen the show, but no, this is what they've all been saying up there. Kim Fox and she's buddies with the Obamas, and this was what they were going for the whole time. And then, no, they're not going to let it go. They're going to keep playing this. They're going to keep doubling down and down and down and down. And if you repeat the lie long enough, there are enough people that believe it.
It's just beyond belief that you can turn what he did, just like Beyonce's mother, who gives a flying flippity flip about that fat bitch, but
Wow.
So she wants Jessie
Why are you quoting
Smollett.
her?
She wants.
If you don't care.
Well, no, I do care. I care that people think that's important enough. But on that same note, she said that during his sentencing, he needs to be treated with, and I'm paraphrasing, compassion and understanding needs to be used when he gets sentenced for this hate crime. Because he's a good guy, Charles Manson. Someone out there thinks Charles Manson's a good guy, was a good guy. Did he die?
Yes.
Was a
He
good
died.
guy.
He
Or
died alone. He wasn't married. It was
Jeffrey
kinda sad.
Dahmer, somebody. So this guy
You know,
does
the
what
problem
he
with
does.
Jeffrey Dahmer was he had really bad taste.
See what you did there.
That's funny. That was good.
You're welcome.
But my point is that how is it that anyone could, well, you know why? Because they're trying to direct the narrative.
And
to
you
be
know
it's
what?
Okay.
Jussie Smollett might be a great guy. He may be a lot of fun at parties. He, however, as we and the jury of his peers have found, he told a very big lie and tried to perpetrate a massive hoax.
And who's there to support him? Besides Beyonce's mom, Black Lives Matter. You know, something akin to the OJ. Remember that? I'm not saying black people did it, but there were a lot of people that when OJ was exonerated, was it found not guilty?
Correct.
They're like, oh, well, of course he did it, but man, we got one over on Whitey because he didn't get
Yeah,
convicted.
there was. I'm trying to remember now.
Remember that it was
yeah.
a long time ago.
God, it was
but
30 years ago.
30, yeah, it was. It
I
was
remember
1990
watching that on the monitors in the radio station at the time.
It was 1992 because I was in the hospital with my
Yeah.
broken leg. But my point is that
30 years.
Black Lives Matter supports Jesse.
So it's a Marxist organization supports this guy.
Yeah.
Because again, he's trying to he's trying to.
Well, it was a simple. I mean, he was trying to boost his earning potential. Ultimately, he wasn't doing it to further his races or his ethnicities. A cause. It was purely monetary. It was a pure.
I wonder if in fact he was trying, because I think there were others involved in this. I don't think he came up with this idea on his own.
No, he didn't. Someone said it. But it's simple.
And I think
Occam's razor. It was simple. He just wanted to get a boost, some pay, some notoriety, something else.
What did he tell? Was it Diane Sawyer he told?
I stopped.
Or was that
was
that the interview where he said, "Yeah, I come pretty hard against 45." That's the whole reason. That's the whole reason they came after me, because I come hard against 45.
Well, plus Colin Kaepernick was getting all of the media, and he wanted some of it.
And he wanted some of it. Oh, there's no doubt.
So he was pissed off that he wasn't the pretty girl.
Right. But
that Colin Kaepernick was getting all the love.
Right, but it wasn't any deeper than that. I think he just wanted some notoriety.
But they say he's a lot of fun at parties. I mean, when he does that dance thing he does with that thing.
At a gay
just
luau.
saying.
A free exchange of ideas.
Ever been
Clear,
to a-
except we're still on Facebook. See how I did it that
yeah.
time?
Okay, well, you said don't say clear. So I want to tie that one into this.
All right, which one are we going to next?
Tide Center takes control of Black Lives.
Tide Center.
Did you read about that?
No, I'm looking at all of the different tabs that you sent me and trying to find Tide Center. Tide, James Bond, CNN guest, Senator Hawley.
I did.
Tide Center takes control of Black
I
Lives Matter.
did send it to you.
Global.
Told you.
I told you sent me, but all of these tabs you sent me.
Yeah. So
I just need to know which one we're going to.
I'm tying it into the Black Lives Matter. See how I did that? I stitched
You did.
Jussie and Black Lives Matter, and now I'll hit that.
The National Overseer, 17 chapters. The most prominent was becoming a project of the Tide Center. Oh, yeah, the Tide Center. Who? Those are turn out gap for communities, colonies, which becomes bad. Who? Alston, Diamond, Mark Diaz. They were investing field focus with hip. Why do I know them? Employees Retirement Fund. Wow. So the CEO. Wait a minute. So Cheryl Alston is here in Dallas. She is the CIO.
Compare with Mojo50.com is the answer.
The Daily Mojo.
Let's see here. Pure Blood Whiskey, Colin Kaepernick, and Ben & Jerry's Ice Cream have teamed up to make a new flavor of ice cream for Kaepernick. What is it called? Change the world. Oh, I see.
WHIRL.
Uh-huh.
Is that real?
Yes.
Oh, God. I was hoping it was.
Envision World Peas. See? Oblivion Flickering. Does anyone doubt that if the police had arrested two white men, Jussie Smollett would have falsely testified against them? I think it's fascinating that man, he turned on those two dudes faster than Superman in a phone booth.
Yeah.
He came down on those guys, and now they're saying that they're trying to portray the one dude as a jilted lover.
Oh, yeah, in the bathhouse.
Right. Let's just say you are on the ground and you're a buddy of Jussie Smollett's. Why would you ever trust the guy again? He turned on the Asimandro brothers, or whatever their name is, faster than I've ever seen anybody turn on anything.
Well, yeah, because he's got to save his ass.
Yeah, he's, not to say he's selfish, but he's selfish. Knights who say, Terrence Howard is the genius who was supposed to explain to us how 1 × 1 = 2 a few years ago. Still waiting. If you just dig deep enough. All right, so the Tides Center, the Tide Center. Go ahead and talk to it. Talk to us about the Tide Center.
So I don't know a lot about the Tide Center itself, but we can talk about that.
All right.
But they've taken over operational control of Black Lives Matter. So it's another feel-good social organization, and they've got some deep roots and some scary stuff. But now they've gotten their hands on most of Black Lives Matter, the organization.
All right.
Funding. You can take it from
So
there.
what does this mean? Well, I don't know. I'm not sure what it means.
Well,
talk to me.
What it means to me is that the organization Black Lives Matter has now been taken over by a giant conglomerate who has many tens of, if not hundreds of thousands of
well, this happened last year too. So
donation.
this happened last July 2020.
Yeah, it's just who well, we talked about it several weeks ago.
So this is from capitalresearch.org. The headline: Tide Center takes control of Black Lives Matter Global Network. New public documents reveal the Black Lives Global Network Foundation, the national overseer of 17 local chapters of the most prominent organization in Black Lives Matter, has become a project of the Tide Center. This puts Black Lives Global Network Foundation squarely in the middle of a massive political network with total revenues that exceeded $636 million in 2018.
So what I'm trying to get to is the funding. You see something like that. Okay, Black Lives Matter is supposed to be doing what exactly? Supposed to. I think most people think, oh, well, it's just those nice fellas and ladies, trying to make sure that black people have the same opportunity or aren't put upon. And you find out that it's a hell of a lot different than that. And the funding that these people who are now in charge, look at that table of organization, is pretty damning considering all the money that comes into that. So these guys are now organized and directed by a huge, well-funded, well-staffed organization. It's not just some grassroots thing. And so, yeah, they're...
So what you're saying basically is the BLM has gone the way of corporations.
Oh, big time.
It's just it's just another corporate entity on the other side of the fence.
Right. And what they're trying to do, they're trying to control the doctrine. So by formally joining the vast Tides network The Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation plants itself squarely in the professional activist camp. Far from the organic movement of concerned grassroots volunteers, it's clearer than ever that BLM Global Network Foundation is just another creature of left politics.
Yes.
So
yes, in fact, they are. Yeah, and the Tides Foundation has some, and again, as I've always said, if you just look at any given organization, it does not take a genius to figure out what they're all about. Just look at who's on their board of directors. The chief investment officer of the Employees Retirement Fund of the city of Dallas, who is Cheryl D. Alston, is on the board of directors of the Tides Foundation, which is now the parent company, essentially, of Black Lives Matter.
No way.
So that has to tell you something.
I didn't even get that far.
See that? Well, that's what. Again, this is a little lesson for you if you want to find out what the.
Well, that's why I sent
what
it to
the
you.
goal. You sent it to me this morning. I haven't had time to research. Any given organization, and again, I'm not a genius by any means, but if you just do a little searching for the people behind any of these entities, you'll find out exactly what they are all about. Bricks and Diamond is a consultant with Spencer Stewart. He brings expertise in diversity, equity, and inclusion.
If we could get one of those jobs, wouldn't that be awesome?
Right, and works on infusing that experience into executive search, leadership, succession, and development. He's based in Spencer Stewart's LA office, member of the firm's telecommunications, media, and technology practice. Then you have Mark Diaz, who looks white.
He is white. Oh, well, he looks white.
He might be brown.
Yeah.
Mark Diaz, leader in the impact investing field, focused on scaling sustainable businesses. So what you have is a lot of people who are very skilled, it appears to me, in messaging and raising money.
Oh, and marketing, yeah.
The
Marketing
two things,
brand.
the two things they need to grow the brand, which that's all BLM is a brand. And it's a well marketed brand too.
Oh, especially
very well marketed
for white people like my aunt. Oh, we're going to help those fellows. You know, they need.
Just so you're also aware, next time you decide you want to give money to a charitable foundation, this Mark Diaz guy helped establish UNICEF, the Bridge Fund.
Oh, those guys are great.
So UNICEF is United Nations. I don't trust anything they do.
I was kidding. That was a mocking tone.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Sid Espinoza. He's another dude. He's a member of the, he's served as the mayor of Palo Alto, California.
Oh, that's great.
Director of philanthropy at Microsoft and Hewlett Packard. So the people on this board who are now basically the overseers of BLM are a bunch of lefties. I mean, not that that's surprising, but again, you can find the strange ties, which we've done before with the, because everybody compares the vaccine going back to the polio vaccine. Well, people had, the polio vaccine, it's blah, blah, blah. Polio vaccine was originally put out by Cutter Laboratories, which was a government contractor prior to the time that they were creating the polio vaccine. They were in the same business as the lab in Maryland, who at the beginning of the whole vaccination debacle, remember they kept screwing up the formula and they had to recall and stop, and they were an anthrax vaccine producer, as was Cutter Labs, who produced the polio vaccine, who screwed up the polio vaccine.
Right, the first time it didn't go turn out.
Right, and children caught polio,
right,
or came down with polio. But it's if you just do a little cursory digging on these foundations and the people behind them, you'll see where their roots are. You'll see what they're really all about.
But people won't do it. And I am going to do, it's just like, did I do 3 tie-ins? Here's the 4th or 5th.
All right.
The Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation announced a campaign to exclusively shop in black-owned businesses throughout the new year. Did you see that? Did I send that one to you?
Let's see here. I don't know. Let me stand by. Hold on a second. Let me.
It's titled Senator Hawley calls BLM's corporate sponsors.
Oh, sorry. That was the You know what?
Just
Talk amongst yourselves for a minute.
Yeah.
Senator
Hawley calls BLM corporate sponsors anti-American for silence.
Hold on a minute. I'm looking because there are several hundred tabs up here.
Well, I don't want there to be any dead air, so I was telling you about it. So BLM has called for a campaign for...
Found it.
Dead air would be like a welcome thing for right now. I'm just saying.
You don't like
How do you do
you
it,
don't like the
Ron?
jingle bells?
How do you do it every day, day in and day out?
Black Christmas.
Yeah, so it's Black Christmas. So BLM suggests orders, decries that you should purchase your gifts, any of your stuff, from black merchants.
So you should discriminate against white people.
Yes, so it's
All right.
discrimination against white people. But some of then you go back to the money. The people. So they're saying let's have a discrimination based on ethnicity.
Right.
And the people who are supporting Black Lives Matter, the people who are calling for blatant racism,
right,
have not said anything. So Microsoft's one of those, I think. Amazon's one of
And where
those.
where did we learn Microsoft is connected to BLM? Through the Tides Foundation.
Right. So this is a new thing for me. I'm tying it all
Isn't
together.
it kind of fun?
It is kind of fun.
It's kind of fun when you tie all of the little loose strings and the little fibers of roots, when you find ways that they all connect and interconnect. It's kind of exciting.
Yeah. So BLM statement says, I don't know what BLM organizer, but it's a BLM organizer. Jan Williams remind us, quote, capitalism doesn't love capitalized black people, quote. In fact, white supremacist capitalism invented policing initially as a chattel slavery era patty rollers in order to protect its interest and put targets on the back of capitalized black people.
I'm sorry, say that one more time because I have no idea what you just said.
I was quoting the Black Lives Matter. They said capitalism doesn't like black people. So that's their point, that capitalism doesn't like black people, and it was created to keep the brother down.
You know who I would think would disagree with that?
That guy from
Black people who are just running their own businesses and doing everything better, faster, stronger than most white people.
Right.
Why would
we shouldn't even have that conversation?
How about put a little effort in?
Right, or just get over it. And but that's what's the Booker T. Washington quote, that there's a class of people that doesn't want the problem solved because then they wouldn't have a cause. Have you seen that quote before?
No, but it's probably a fantastic quote because that's pretty accurate.
That's the paraphrase. It's a much more eloquently stated, but that's what it says. Is he's afraid that there's a class of people who doesn't want the patient to get well because then they wouldn't have a leg to stand on for their...
Especially if they'd had that leg cut off.
Yeah, back then you could do that.
Right.
So that was just my my take on the BLM, the racism, yada yada. You have something to say?
No, California Cowgirl tweeted, it's also strongly financially backed by George Soros and Pierre Omidyar.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not sure. Were you talking about the Tide Center, I think?
The Tide Center.
Yeah,
no,
the Tide
I
Center.
didn't look deeply into it. It just frustrates the crap out of me. Let's look for something fun.
Okay, let's look for something fun.
Let's look for something fun.
While you're looking for something fun,
James Bond. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, let's make sure that we say a little shout out to Rome. Is it Romica? Romica. Happy Romica Designs. DeCygnus.
Yeah.
If you go to Romica DeCygnus on the interwebs, you will find the company that is 100%. How do we say
really
it?
Cool.
Yeah, that's
It's innovative.
He
It's
was about to
breathtaking.
say 100% white owned. I know that's what he
No,
was.
I wasn't. But I'm glad you pointed that out.
What the hell difference does it make?
I don't know. You brought it up.
Oh,
Yeah, we
you
well,
could do woman owned, right?
Ron's not a woman.
It's 2/3 woman owned.
That
But
counts.
yeah, so Romica Designs, and you know what? We today is the last day. If you're going to be able to get something before I leave town, and I can maybe try to get it out of here today, you'll have to do that tomorrow. I won't be able to get it out before we leave town on Saturday. So if you order anything after today, between today and like the 27th, I think, of December, we won't even be able to start work on it until the 28th.
Well,
so,
I got my order in early.
But that's great because
those notebooks were breathtakingly professional and
thank you,
artistically.
Dave.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wow.
I hope they turn out well.
Oh
as
man,
gifts.
they did.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
I think he might prefer a hand job over that, but that's okay.
Maybe, but whatever, dude.
Whatever it takes.
It is.
And the beauty of it is
and-
you can
and-
have things for next year. Let's not
That's
say
correct.
that has
yeah,
to be.
well, I mean,
you know,
we're
delivered
not,
by
we're
Christmas.
not, we're not stopping selling stuff. We're just going to be gone for a little while.
Can
It's
I
kinda
quote
like-
you on that?
It's kind of like DM taking his time off, so we got a little bit of a vacation coming up. We need it, but also the Doc Thompson cutting boards, guys. Those aren't just Christmas gifts. Those will remain up and available. So if you haven't gotten yours yet and you want to get one on order, please go to mojo50.com and order from there. So.
You know, you should consider actually designing a. Oh gosh, what's the holiday? It's
Let him just
not
ramble
Ramadan.
on.
It's
going to be spectacular.
What
when he
holiday?
gets
What's
there.
what's the other holiday?
He's-
It's a
he's-
black holiday.
He's trying to
Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa. Why don't you create a Kwanzaa ornament?
because it's not a black
I can
Christmas.
create almost any ornament that anybody wants.
Wait a minute. So what'd you say? It's not a.
It's a foul. It's a made up.
Yesterday, I had the privilege of creating a, believe it or not, you remember Zelda, Legend of Zelda? the
Yes,
game?
I love Legend of Zelda.
So the old 8-bit character of Zelda, right?
Yes.
Right at the very
On the Game
beginning of the
Boy.
game,
Yeah.
gets a notice or an announcement that says something about it's dangerous out there. Take this. You know, something like that, and when in the hand of a sword. So somebody wanted to design something where this image was holding a heart above their head. This 8-bit image was holding a heart above their head, so that his wife could hang a heart pendant that he gives her for Christmas on this little display.
Yeah.
That's
it was fun.
sweet.
It was fun to make, fun to build. We built that and sent it out yesterday.
That is
That's
very
really cool.
sweet.
Yeah.
I'm glad
We
you're
had
able
fun.
to do that.
So we can, I mean, if you've got an idea or something that you want us to help you design, and we can do it through laser cutting and laser engraving, we'd be honored to do that.
That's pretty
That's
cool.
very, very
Yeah.
nice. I think
Yeah.
that's very swell and sweet. and nice.
RomikaDesigns.com.
All
That
right.
one.
Which is RO
Mika.
MIK.
MIKAS.
No.
Bro.
AD.
Mhm.
ES.
I
GNS.
GNS.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what I said. RomikaDesigns.com. All right. So we were when we first
Breaking news,
yes,
breaking news, breaking
Is there
news.
breaking news? Hang on, hold on a second. We got sounders for that. We've got a.
James Bond could be non-binary in the future, a producer has revealed. Barbara Broccoli confirmed the next 007
It's
won't be a
Broccoli.
woman. Broccoli. Barbara Broccoli confirmed the next 007 won't be a woman, but the character could identify as non-binary. Non-binary is defined as someone who doesn't identify as being a male or female, usually choosing to go by they or them pronouns.
And I say, good for them.
I do, because I don't think that we should be making films where women are playing men, Broccoli replied.
Well, but 007 isn't necessarily. I mean, James Bond is a 007, and he's a guy, but the next 007 doesn't have to be James Bond.
Correct.
Could be Janie Bond.
Right, but there was in this last one. She was 007.
She was a 007.
She was no, not a 00. 00 is the generic term.
But she was the 007. He
Right.
was not.
Because she told him you didn't think they'd retire your number.
Right.
But I don't care if it's a. Excuse me, I didn't use the cough button. I don't care if it's a
COVID.
woman. Who gives a crap? But that's just, it's like being agnostic. Stop being an effing coward. You either do or make a decision.
Make a decision.
Make a decision.
Which are you?
Which are you?
Are you a hangy or an innie? Are you an innie or an outie?
Oh, I don't know if I believe it. I'll believe it when I see it.
I
Bull
want to
crap.
be gender fluid.
Yeah, that's such.
No, you don't want to be gender fluid.
Why?
No one wants you to be
Why?
gender fluid.
Because you'll get it all over everybody, and nobody wants that.
That's half
just
the fun
gross.
of it.
And I don't want to see you in a girl's bathroom. I just
Well,
thought
if you're gender fluid, I'd be in any bathroom. I could be in any one. I could decide at any moment.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm a girl.
Yeah, that's really
Now I'm a
horrible.
lizard.
Yep, now you're a lizard. Lizard's bathroom.
Now I'm an iguana.
So did you see the
Hold on, is that the end of the breaking news?
Well, duh.
All right, well, hang on. You have to. We have to complete the
we have
loop.
to complete the
yes,
loop.
we have to
Oh, I
complete the
didn't know-
loop.
I didn't know
Yes,
there
you have to
was a
complete the loop. All right,
Okay.
there you go. See,
So-
you've learned something else. You have to complete the
I
loop.
did.
You have to
It's
bring
pretty
it back
cool.
around.
I'm pretty
Broadcasting
cool.
school can be fun.
Have you guys talked about the? So far, I've talked mostly about stories from conservative networks,
Well, all right.
and I just wanted to give fair airtime to one that's not.
All
So
right.
the MR China and their vaccines. Did you pull up that one? The mRNA one.
The mRNA one, China.
Yeah, is that one up? That was a CNN one.
Let's see here. China was ready to approve Western mRNA vaccines months ago. Why is it still holding off? What say you?
So the vaccines that they've used so far have been the attenuated vaccines, the old style, the polio, the diphtheria, all the other stuff.
Right.
It's worked very, very well, strangely enough. And China has used the mRNA.
They still haven't done it.
They still haven't
They're
done it.
waiting on more evidence. They're waiting to see how the grand studies that is the rest of the entire planet is going to turn out.
It's cracking me up. So what they've said, at least in this article, it's pointed to two things. One is that China doesn't want to use anything outside of Chinese, not manufacture, but design. So they
Right.
wanted to make sure it was in house, and the other was just plain money. So they wanted to make sure that their status, as a world power, was held on to, that they weren't taking help from the West. So
Well,
that was one of the things. But again, it kind of, and the other one was because they'd have to pay for it.
always comes back to money, doesn't it?
But what I thought was kind of darker. I thought, well, maybe it's because since they're the ones that let it out the lab, they know that the mRNA technology might not be as safe and sound as you think it is.
And with that, how about a nice story with a kind of a happy ending?
We have one?
Yes.
Like a Goldilocks?
Here's a strange little fact. Did you know the ultimate authority on Canadian nuclear power? You know who that might be?
Dr. Fauci.
The Queen of England.
Oh, yeah, because it's a...
In 2007, Chalk River's National Research Universal Reactor, that was the NRU, was shut down for routine maintenance. And the Canadian Nuclear Safety Commission, that would be the CNSC, decided to extend the shutdown to add more backup power systems. The only problem was the Chalk River, specifically the NRU, provides nearly all of the medical isotopes for North America. So shutting down the reactor caused a worldwide shortage of isotopes. Did you know that?
For radiation therapy.
Right. Canada's House of Commons overruled the CNSC and ordered the reactor to be restarted for 120 days. Then Prime Minister Stephen Harper criticized the shutdown. Safety Commission CEO Linda Keane was fired. Their reactor was restarted after less than a month offline. Safety concerns be damned. But the order to reopen it wasn't official until it received royal assent. Now, while Canada has been officially independent since 1982, the country was too polite to stop asking for royal approval for its laws. Her Majesty doesn't appear in person, but the Governor General acts in her stead in a ceremony that involves people.
She just waves her hand.
She does. The parade wave.
Yeah.
The ceremony involves people with titles like mace bearer. And it's not just figurative. The bearer actually holds an actual mace. There's also the usher of the black rod. Go ahead. I'll wait.
Black rod. Ding-a-dingy.
Thank you. Which would also make a pretty bitchin' black metal album title.
Yeah.
All right. So back in the day, in 1952, one of the other reactors in Canada, the NRX, underwent what's euphemistically called a power excursion. Power excursion is an uncontrolled chain reaction. Part of the reactor's coolant was lost, the core was damaged, and as a result, the fuel rods were overheated. The reactor melted down. A series of explosions further damaged the reactor, and 4,500 tons of radioactive water flooded the basement. This is where you should be very interested in this, Mr. G.
I am.
The Navy sent in a 26-man rescue team based in Schenectady, New York. The cleanup was successful enough that within 2 years, the reactor was back online. This is, again, back in 1952. Do you know who was leading that 26-man rescue team from the United States Navy?
I do not. John Kerry.
Jimmy Carter. He went in. He helped the 26-man rescue team, led it in cleaning up the melted down reactor. He actually had radioactive urine for like 6 months, which makes him 10 times as cool as Joe Biden.
He is pretty cool.
I
He's
gotta
still
say,
alive.
Which is funny
still
because
alive.
we used to think Jimmy Carter was.
Right?
Yeah, I know.
And there is your happy ending.
Wow.
What do you mean it's let's go?
Who knew Jimmy Carter would be a happy ending?
Yeah.
Right? That is it. 2 hours of uncontrolled chaos and meltdown known as the Daily Mojo for today, December 16th, the year of our Lord, 2021. What, in fact, did stick to said walls aside from gender fluid? Let's find out. Did you learn anything, Ron?
Nope.
Why did I even ask you?
I don't know.
We know what Mr. G learned.
Yeah.
Connectivity.
Connectivity.
And broccoli. By the way, I made that up.
Yeah.
Timmy, the retired pilot, learned my name is on the Parker Solar Probe satellite, along with a ton of other names.
Oh, wasn't that cool?
See? Isn't that nice? He's don't trust anything he says. Dr. Mojo Martian learned can't blame China for not wanting our vaccines. Would the U.S. accept a Chinese-made vaccine?
Exactly.
We accepted a Chinese-made virus.
Everything.
Right?
Yeah.
They make glorious, unnecessary plastic objects. Original Georgia peach. Everyone is brainwashed and needs to wake up. That is so true. You're absolutely right. Gutter Drunk sent a link and he said, just going to leave this here. Just out of curiosity, I wonder what the link is. It is a link to a YouTube video called Miley Cyrus Fly on the Wall. Florida Man on Safari, it's Dave with breaking news from 3 weeks ago. That's what happened. The director of security is retired.
Oh, duh.
An oblivion flickering non-binary, someone too stupid to look between their own legs and determine which of the two sexes they belong to. Well, there is that. And let's be frank in PA. Take a note, Ms. Monkey Penis. Oh, Money Penis. I was close. Monkey Penis, Money Penis. It's, it really doesn't matter if you stop and think about it.
Not for gender fluid.
No. Tony over in the Facebook chat room. What was the point? This is from 56 minutes ago.
What is the point?
But the point is, there are 2 hours every morning that must be filled.
Yes.
And you know what? Anyone else is welcome to fill them. I like to fill them up, if you know what I'm saying. Dana says, I'm so sorry to hear you had such major damage. They must be talking about the hurricane, as the president said, that went through Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
Alan Trotter, good old Ronald Phillips engraved some water bottles for me. Oh, that's, you just got that order, right, Ron?
I did. I just shipped it yesterday.
And there you have it.
Yeah.
And Jason says, well, Wisconsin has recorder a tornado in every month but February, I believe. You know what? They start drinking over there in the Facebook chat room, and it makes it very difficult to understand what the hell they're talking about. Coming up next over most of these Mojo 50 radio stations, the encore presentation of Abnormal Realities with Ron and his little friend Rocky. And this morning...
Yeah, we had Jonathan Johnson from West Virginia Paranormal on.
Oh, Johnny Johnson. From Johnson City?
J.J. Johnson.
From Johnson City?
No.
Why? He's not from Johnson City?
Negative.
Okie dokie. Your Daily Mojo is made possible by the nimble fingers of real Ron Phillips over there, spinning the dials radio style and yelling out clear when it's inappropriate. The smallest minority on earth is, in fact, the individual. Still on the air. Those who deny individual rights cannot claim to be defenders of minorities. Sic semper tyrannis. Resist stupid. And good night, Doc Thompson.
Wherever you are.
Wow. Did I mention nimble fingers a little too soon there, Ron?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
That'll count maybe next.
You got a bell count?
I don't know.
I know you don't have one.
What the hell happened? Where did he go?
I
What
don't
is
know.
wrong with him?
I think he's on vacation. I think he went.
Is that it? All right. I do have a word of the day, and it is, you ready?
Conspiracist. Conspiracist.
That's my new word.
Does it have a picture of a jackhole next to it?
No.
That was
It's a picture of me.
Conspiracist.
A person who believes in or
Bradley
supports
Staggs.
a conspiracy theory. That is me.
Like Webster changing the definition of non-vaxxer.
No, it's a person.
I'd love to know how many conspiracy theories have come true over the
Most
last
of them.
decade. Yeah.
Considering the whole term was constructed to explain away the JFK assassination.
Yeah.
So that's why a conspiracy theory is anything but.
Conspiracist.
You dig me, Ron?
I dig you.
Do you dig me?
I dig you.
Are you going to work, Ron?
That's a wrap.
Hold on. Did you want to say it, Ron? Go ahead. Go ahead and you say it. No, you say it.
Do
You
you
say
have
it
that
much
button?
better than Stanley.
Do you have that button?
That's a wrap.
Yeah.
That is a wrap.
This is Ron.